Hey guys, JT Trousdale here with Jagras. We're here on claim number 0164H839X. Today is July the 10th. It's currently 77 degrees outside. We always like to denote the degrees. For obvious reasons, we want to make sure that we're on this roof in an appropriate temperature. You don't want to be on the roof when it's too hot. Anything usually above like 90s. It's a little too hot to be on top of the roof. You can actually create damage just from being up there if you're not careful. And of course, anything too cold, the shingles get really stiff. You don't really get a good picture of what you're looking at. But we've got a shingle that's got a wind crease on one of the tabs here. We're going to attempt to repair on. Of course, we're going to use StateFarm's handy dandy snake. I am not a fan of this tool at all for a lot of reasons, some of which I'll go over in the video. The biggest one's it's just a really narrow foot. If you get a shingle that's good and stuck down, a lot of times you'll end up tearing the shingle before you can even get the shingle up, no matter how gentle you are. The other part is they want you to use this. Now, this is how they want you to nail the roof. As you can see, the nails don't want to stay in there good, but they want you to set these in here, slide this up underneath the shingle, the front of the shingle catches this, and then they want you to strike the hammering surface to drive the nail down. The issue with that is for me to be able to hold this to be able to strike it, the nail's not going down flush with the shingles, it's going down in on an angle, plus I can't see, as you can see, it doesn't sit square anyway. Once you get the nail all the way down, close to where you're hitting your final couple hits to finish driving the nail, at that point when you're hitting this round portion of this skate, roof snake on here is, you're going to be underneath the shingle. You strike this, it's going to be driving that round part into that shingle, because I cannot hold this with my hand between it and then try to hit this too, because then I'm going to be driving my knuckles into the shingle. And obviously I value my hands, it's what I work with, so I want to take care of those as well. The other part to this too is whenever you run this underneath and it catches that lip, it puts this nail in the tar strip, which is not where it's supposed to go. It is not supposed to go into the tar strip, it's supposed to go above the tar strip on an architectural, below the tar strip on a 3-tab. And then of course, the whole goal of this is so that you don't lift the shingle high enough to be able to see what you're nailing. You talk to anybody that's actually been roofing, there's no way to do a proper install with this or repair with this tool, but it's what StateFarm requires. So we always want to make sure we do what they ask, give them what we can. This is the tool that I normally use. As you can see, it's a much wider foot. It's got a lot less of a incline up on this part here, so you're able to get underneath the shingles a lot easier without tearing the shingle. The other part that is too is when it's sitting flat, it's sitting at about a 35 degree angle, which is well below our 45 degrees that we're allowed. But again, the reason they like this tool is they say that you can turn it around and hammer it underneath without actually seeing what you're hammering and without lifting the shingle. So you're exchanging potential pliability issues for improper installation. If they would have came and inspected any shingle that we installed with this, they'd come back and say improper install on the roofer. That's why no roofer likes to use these. But for the sake of the video, we always like to use it because again, we want to try to help out as much as we can. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. This is a shingle that we're replacing. I've got 4 marks for where my nails should be if whoever installed the shingle before done a good install. But for now, we got to try to get underneath this without tearing the shingles. I don't have high hopes. I use this tool all too many times. It's just really not that great of a tool. All right, so we're going to get started here under this corner. Start working our way underneath. Now, as you can see, this one's already kind of blew loose, which makes sense because you got wind damage. So we're coming across through here. We're going to try to work our way across. The other reason I don't like this is you can see how thick this bar is. I always use a side-to-side motion to break this loose because if you use a rocking motion, a lot of times you'll poke up and through the shingle, which is damaging the shingle. The other thing I want to look for too, once I get these up, is if there's any mat that gets pulled off of the back of this shingle and left onto that tar line, especially for the shingles above it, because if it is, then you're damaging the shingle. You got mat transfer that's not textbook for repairability. So we'll get to working through here, see what we can do. Always want to be slow, but already I can see I'm about to create a tear right there. You can already see it's delaminating just from being under here. You can see where it's angled up. It's not supposed to separate like that. So we want to make sure we get through here as easy as possible if we can. this one up. You've got mat transfer all across this. Once we get this shingle out, I'll show you that. You're probably going to see that up here too. But with that being said, we've got this one up. We've got to be able to get the nail. So I've got to get this shingle, this shingle, this shingle, and this shingle took loose. So to get to the nails in this shingle, I've got to be able to get underneath here. And then the nails from this shingle that sit right up here catch the very top of this one. That's why I got to break two different rows loose. So let's get to rolling. All right, right here, you can already see this tab's already starting to break loose. You can get closer to it. I mean, you see it right there. It's not supposed to pull up like that. As soon as I put this bar, but again, it's because this bar is so stinking thick that when you're sliding underneath it, you can imagine if there's a piece of paper, the paper's down here, when you slide up, it's going to create a big wrinkle in the paper. That's usually what it takes, it gets these broken loose. That's why, again, I do not care for this tool. Again, you see it there, already coming loose. Now also, when you're getting these loose, you won't always do it on top of the architectural tabs, because if you try it here, you'll actually get underneath the same shingle. So you want to be on top of this. All right. So again, another reason why I dislike this tool. Hard to get under there. As soon as it shot under, you can see this broke loose. The bar caught the tip of this. You see I've already damaged that shingle. And that's moving as slow as I can. I'm trying to get underneath here. Again, not rocking up and down, but left and right. We're going to continue through with this because we want to demonstrate it in its entirety. All right, can you see it right there? See where it's starting to already bubble up? See it? Little movement right there, it's coming up. So I'm already starting to delaminate the tabs on the shingles above that's not being replaced. All right, get that one. Next one up. Again, you see where it's already starting to delaminate. I've got granule coming loose from that big ripple from this thick bar. This is not wanting to turn loose there, guys. Again, just getting underneath that, you see it's pulling my granules loose, it's delaminating this tab as well. It really hurts my heart to have to use this tool. Alright, so we got these up again. You can see mat transfer underneath. And again, what mat transfer is you have a tar line that's on this shingle that this shingle adheres to. Well, if it's an old brittle shingle, when you go to separate it from that tar line, it will actually rip chunks out of the back side of that shingle. It's damaged. It's just not going to be a good repair. And we've got it on all 3 rows so far. So now that we got that, let's check for our nails. 1 nail, 2 nail, 3 nail, and 4 nails. So, good job. Whoever installed this roof before, good install. We'll start to get these out. So there's the one. again, you can't get where you want to get with this thing very well. And you don't have a lot to really mess with back here. So it makes it kind of hard to see what you're gunning for. There's 3. There's 4. All right. See what else we got up here. That one. And again, look guys, just lifting up to here, you see right there, it's delamination. It's curling up. That's a non-repairable roof. They're not supposed to do that. That's separating from the roof. It's supposed to be with it, not against it. You can already start to see the creasing showing up. You see your granules coming out. You got delamination shingles. You got transfer of mat. It's a textbook non-repairable. Again, see all your nails above your strip line. And of course you see here too, this is the matting I'm talking about, where you got your transfer matting. You see where it's shiny and then where it's not. That's where it's pulled the matting off the back of this shingle up top. So now, having pulled the matting off the back of these 2 shingles are now damaged. So again, I've damaged these 2. Damaged here, trying to get underneath it, delaminated the tabs, trying to get to it. We've got mat transfer on the back side from the one below it, so obviously we've damaged those 2. They're not going to adhere back correctly. I'm assuming we're going to see the same thing there, and then of course I can already see granule and creases starting there, and I've not even got over probably a 15 or 20 degree lift on the shingle. So we've got that one out. We'll get ready to put the new one in. We'll get this show on the road. We line up appropriately, get that shingle put in place well. Now here comes the fun part. As again, this is what they're wanting us to do. Okay, I'm going to show you this for everybody watching, especially for you guys at the office that's adjusting these. This is what you're wanting me to do. You're wanting me to take this, lift this up, touch it to here, and then I can't even see the nail, but you're wanting me to drive it down. I can't tell if it's straight, I can't tell if it's square. I can try to look from the side and hopefully maybe aim it, and then I'm striking this surface to set this nail. Now once I get to here, as you can see, it's already down. I've got to finish driving this nail down, but I can't do that with my fingers underneath, because as you can already see, I'm already busting my fingers up pretty good, so I want to stay safe. So when I come here for these last couple drives, now I've just drove this round portion into the top of this shingle. You can feel that indentation from it. And then of course, when I pull this out, that nail's still sitting up. Can you see how high that's sitting up? Okay, so now I'm supposed to put this underneath here and try to aim. I can't tell if it's down or not. And then of course, if you look at that nail, you can see that that nail's on an angle. It is not flush with the roof. That is an improper install. That is what they're wanting us to use with this tool. The idea or the theory behind it was really good. Just sounds like something an engineer drew on paper and forgot to test out in real life before he put it out to the market. Okay, we'll get our next one. And again, also, I want you to look at this too. Jason, you come close here. See how that's right in that tar line? You're not supposed to put nails in tar lines. That is an absolutely no-go on installs. But again, for the video, and for sake of giving all proper documentation, I'm up as far as I can go with this. All right, you ready? You look under here. You see what that just did? It's the beauty of this tool. So, fun stuff. Anyways, we're gonna roll through here. Okay, so nails in, it's up top. Again, driving here, driving on top of this one that I just put in. And again, as you can see, the nail's not sitting flush with the shingle. Just as a roofer, it's really frustrating when something that you know is incorrect. But there's somebody out there that thinks they're smarter than roofers. All right. Flush. Can you see this one again, Jason? That's a really good one. See how it's sitting on an angle? It's not flush with the shingle. There. So you can see it right there. That is not square with the shingle. That head should be sitting flat on top of the shingle, not on the angle. There's no way to control that with this tool. So again, yes, we're not lifting the shingles up to the allowed 45-degree angle. But we're exchanging, showing that the roof is not pliable, because that's all this is trying to do, is to prevent showing that the roof is not pliable, that it is in fact repairable. Pliability doesn't have anything to do with it, but you're exchanging, showing that the roof is not pliable for improperly installing the shingle. Again, on the angle. And even lifted it up to see where I need to place this. You can see that delamination right here. You can see it here, you can see it here, you can see the creasing coming across the tops of those. So again, we're damaging these shingles. We're not putting the nails in the appropriate spot. This bar does not reach that far. And then again, I'm driving this round bottom that you can see scuffed to bejesus back up against the shingle that I'm on and the shingle beneath it. So I'm creating impact marks on that. Again, that's why this tool is just not it. It's not the tool that you should be using. Now, we've got a few up here we need to replace. attention here, you see like literally right here, Jason, get up close to that, where the bottom of this, when I'm trying to finish that nail, is digging into that. We've got an impact mark now. You'd almost think that looked like a L mark, and then the nail is not on a flush plane with the shingle above it. So again, good tool in theory. I like where their mind was at, but sometimes the worst things happen with the best of intentions. Here, 2 more nails and we should be good. Get in there. All right. And again, nail bent, didn't seat right. There it goes. Oh. So it's a fun fact to these is you can't see the nail. Again, just lifting it up to see the nail, you can see the delamination all the way across the top. Again, Jason, right here, if you look, impact mark from the bottom of this tool. So I've now got mat transfer. I've got them nailed in the wrong place because this doesn't reach appropriately. I've got delamination of the tabs across the top, and I've got impact marks on this shingle. So not only is this roof not repairable, but I'm doing more harm than good using this tool. And I'm taking the time to show all this in this video because I know a lot of these adjusters aren't making these calls to be unfair. A lot of them is because they've never roofed. They don't know. They need somebody that's willing to take the time, like us, to show them these things so that when they see these videos come in, they've got some knowledge and video evidence to help them make the appropriate decision for the customer. That is the whole purpose of this, the good faith repairs, is to show all the evidence needed for the desk adjuster to make the appropriate decision for the customer, to act in good faith, right? All insurance is supposed to be operated within good faith. And this right here is a textbook non-repairable roof. Again, we have delamination of the tabs, we have creasing, we have impact marks, we have mat transfer from the bottom, and then of course using this tool that's required by State Farm to use. I now have all of my nails in the tar strips because that's as far underneath as it'll reach, which defeats the whole purpose of the repair to begin with. So now that we've got this done, hopefully this is everything that you guys need to make the appropriate decision. We are going to, because we do care about our customers, we're going to take this shingle back off. We're going to take the next ones out from underneath it. That's why we got an extra shingle up here, and we're going to install this thing the correct way using an actual roofer's tool so that we can make sure that this is installed properly per the manufacturer's requirements, not per somebody else's. So with that being said, guys, thank you for taking time to watch. Again, claim number 0164H is in hotel, 839X is in x-ray, July 10th, 77 degrees. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch.